How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is episode 20 of a Let's Play series for Farming Simulator 22 on the Platinum expansion map, Silverrun Forest. And where we last left off, we put in the chicken coop. We harvested the wheat field, or I'm sorry, the barley field. We harvested the grass over here, and as you can see, off camera, I mulched, limed, and fertilized the grass field here. I mulched and limed and plowed and destoned the other field where the barley was. Now, as you may be able to tell in my voice, I am pretty sick at the moment. Should call me Sick Daddy Dave. But yeah, no, I'm gonna record. This might be in several sessions here, but we got to push forward. You know, sick or not, it's got to get done. So, what are we going to do in this episode? Well, I think we're going to kind of do a more behind the scenes kind of look for an episode. There's a lot of times where I point out when building or things like that, the wow, I keep wanting to call him engineer, but my brain. See, this is what happens when you're sick, is you're not thinking straight. Your builder. I insinuate that I have a builder on standby waiting to go, and I'm going to kind of give the little behind the scenes on a couple of things that I intend to do, which today, first thing we're going to do and point out, number one, the money has gone up. Sold all the kind of backlog of product that we had, the metal, the stuff in the north carpentry, or the northern sawmill, the floor tiles, the pepper grinders, and staircase railings, things like that. Sold them all. We refilled a lot of the units that needed to be refilled. Now, there's a couple of things I want to put on over here. I kind of got to thinking that, you know, we have been picking up all this grass and putting in giant piles and all that stuff, but wouldn't it be nice not to have to do that? It would be nice to kind of skip that step, you know, to make into hay and do all that, and we're putting it over in the pelletizer, and then pelletizer's shipping it over to the heating plant. And I got to thinking, well, why don't I just install a production? So that's what I'm going to do. So go into the build menu. Under productions, you can see down here, where is it? There's a new one that came out either today or yesterday, the grass dryer production point. We do have this one here, the grass dryer. This one's installed on my local machine, but it's 55,000 and it's huge. You know, that's a pretty big facility. But this one actually produces more items per cycle and is, you know, 1/4 the price. And I think it'll go good right over here. I'm thinking, yeah, thinking about right here. A couple $100 on top of it for sculpting the land. I just want it just far enough away so it doesn't put down any concrete padding or anything over my grass field. So I'm just trying to make sure that it's far enough away that it's not gonna do that. Oh yeah, perfect. Perfect. And now, if I go up to landscape here, kind of zoom in just a bit, go to painting, and see you got the grass textures right down here. So what we're going to do is just kind of fill this in just a bit. So you can see how we just kind of plop this down on the hill here. Why can I not build or paint over there? Huh. So there's a stump right there, so I'm gonna grab the grinder and take that out. And then what I'm also going to do is something like this, is build a little kind of track here. So let's keep Something like that. Perfect. Oh, found another stump there. So we just kind of want to make like a nice little turnaround spot here that's just far enough away from the building to where it's not gonna, you know, we're gonna get hung up on the building trying to pull a UE or anything around here. And then kind of draw this out kind of like that. So, oh, found some more stumps. So that works out just fine. So there we go. So now what we can do here is either the animal mud or the sand here, maybe a combination of the two. We'll kind of go probably between the two. So we don't own the road. So what I'm trying to do is get a relative scale and size for the tracks. So you can see how I'm just kind of starting out with the trail there. And I just want to kind of fill in a little bit more of that dark spots there. Leaving some of that grassland. And then what we can do here is kind of fill in some of this with some bushes and trees and kind of on the periphery here. might be good to put like a young American elm just right beside it here, maybe in this junction. Something like that. There we go. And we can just kind of drive around and dump off here, take out any here, but we shouldn't have to take out any because we're going to put it on distribute to go to other facilities. And I think that's a pretty good start right there. Maybe some more bushes along this side here. Plants. There. Okay. I think that'll be good for now. And you know what, here. Let's go back to painting just real quick. We'll just kind of put in some smattering of different texture just to... It doesn't look so pristine almost. Okay. Yeah, I can live with that for right now. Now if we get down to ground level, you can see how that kind of paints in just fine. And then, if you really want to have some kind of texture to it, go back into your landscaping under plants and look up meadows. And then kind of out here on the outskirts, like in between where the vehicle would actually drive, you can kind of put some and if you're really kind of nervous about, doing this kind of, editing to your maps where you're not really wanting to necessarily do much of your editing and stuff because you're afraid of messing something up or something doesn't go exactly the way that you had pictured, whatnot, and that just kind of ruins the look for you, then probably best advice I can give is to go ahead and save prior to doing any editing whatsoever. And then once you are to the point of, getting ready to do everything, turn off your autosave feature and then do your editing. After you do your editing and you've made the necessary saves, if everything turned out just fine the way you want it, then save your game and then turn your autosave back on. But if something gets messed up or whatever the case may be, then you're kind of got your revert point to where you can just quit the game, don't save your changes, and then just go ahead and start from scratch. So that's kind of the way I go about doing things is, if I'm worried about something like that, I wasn't too worried about this one. Now later when I get to some more stuff I want to add into the kind of the background, then yes, I am going to be very worried about how that turns out. So that I will be saving prior to and turning off and taking my own advice. But here I didn't necessarily. And there we go. Now we got like this nice built up driveway with some kind of different patches, some textures and all this stuff. And actually, I think it looks kind of nice, with the exception of this kind of area right here. Ooh, that's kind of a big bump. Let's see if we can work that out. Sculpting, soften. It might be because of the... Yeah, I think it's because of all these stumps and stuff. So let's go. I'm going to run over and grab our tractor with the stump grinder. We'll go ahead and take care of this. Okay, so we got our tractor here. I'm going to apologize, in advance. I'm going to try and hit the mute button as often as possible if I start to cough or if I need to clear my throat or whatnot, but I apologize if I, kind of do that a little bit more excessively in this episode versus any previous recordings. Like I said, it's just fighting off this cold or whatever this is. Just feeling real crummy past couple of days. But you can kind of see, like, I think it kind of works out pretty well. And we pull in here. I think it works. I'm pretty happy with it. Now, I've certainly seen better, people spend, especially on, like, PCs versus consoles, like, things are way harder to get perfect on consoles than they are on PCs. But you take enough time and, you put in the effort, you can get something that turn out really nice. I think these are the only... Oh, wait, I just drove over one. Honestly, I probably should have taken these out prior to putting in all the grass, because now I've kind of hidden them. Okay, now let's try this again. Sculpting, soften. So I am seeing the money go down, but it's really not toning the big humps down. So, I mean, there's just times where you can't really do much about it, and that's okay. It's just a little bit bumps and unevenness in the terrain, so it stinks, but it is what it is. But you can kind of gauge it based on how, come in here, and yeah, a little whoop-de-doo, but eh. You know what? Something that just occurred to me. Something like this. So you can see how I've got this brake right here, and that would specify when you're driving in, or this would signify you driving in and running it over constantly. But I don't have a brake right here, or, well, I don't need one right here, but I need one here. So to do that, I can just paint grass. And something like that. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work out just fine. Okay, now that that is taken care of, I need to install something else. This is going to kind of be a sanity keeper when it comes to all of the wood and stuff like that. You can kind of see how I've mitigated some insanity by subsidizing the wood with the wood production, the two wood productions over there. But when I am doing uh, wood harvesting and all that, I then have to load it onto a trailer and then take it all the way up to the northern sawmill to drop it off there. And I think that there's a better way to do it. And how I'm going to do that is simply go under the buildings and silos, scroll all the way over. I've got a lot of them. Here we go. Timber storage. Now I'm thinking about right here on top of this hill will be a perfect spot for it. Let's see. I want to try and get that number as close to 80 grand as possible. It looks like that's about the lowest I'm going to get. 80,637. Bam. Right there. Okay. I can live with that because this being a building, it's going to have a concrete pad, which is fine. But what's nice about this building here is you take your lumber, your cut down piece of wood, you can bring it in here and have this then distribute to all the various places that it needs it. You can also spawn pallets of wood here by deactivating this trigger point right here. This also holds wood chips if you want to distribute wood chips. And again, oh, I had a coughing fit there. Sorry about that. So what we want to do also is, again, landscape. And we're going to go to painting first. And I think we're just going to extend the concrete out just a bit. Right up to this road here. And we're going to extend the concrete just a bit, or might even transition away from the concrete just because the, like, I can understand needing the concrete slab to build the building on, but you don't need to necessarily make a whole concrete pathway kind of deal. And over here, we're basically going to skip out on that. So we're going to extend the roadway, or extend it out to the roadway. Something like that. So then we need kind of like a road that's going to kind of come in here and allow us to get in, but we also need to have like a wide enough area to kind of turn around and get back out. So we might extend out the concrete pad. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's just extend out the concrete pad. That's fine. So first thing we want to do here is we just want to extend the slab. Let's see. So we're going to have to use this kind of circle to extend it. Otherwise, we got this kind of diamond looking thing. It's not exactly squared, or at least squared to where we need it. So we'll use a circle. That's fine. So what we're going to do is, starting this corner, try and go as straight forward as possible. Let's see. I feel like it needs to come out just a bit more. I think that's going to be good. Now I can already see that there's going to need to be some smoothing here, which hopefully I'll be able to do this part, because you can see it's actually kind of aggressively needing smooth, but we'll figure that out. So what we could do is kind of do like a little turnaround here. So we pull in with our equipment here, maybe come out this direction, and then back up into the drop-off zone, which is right here. I think that'd be a good idea. So something like this. Turn this around, so maybe So we can pull in, going like this, pull in here, maybe pull this in out just a bit longer. Something like this. There we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Then try and carry this straight line all the way going forward here. Something like this. There we go. And then what we need to do here is smooth this out. Hopefully this will work better than it did over there. Alright, I am seeing the money go down, so that's a positive. There we go. Yeah, much better. So you can kind of see, if I bring it down a little bit lower, it's not as aggressively sharp. I feel like I need to kind of straighten this up just a bit more, maybe knock out some of these bushes. So let's see. If we do painting, concrete, oh yeah, that's much better. Now let's see if we can kind of smooth that out just a bit more over here. Okay. Now let's go ahead and add, let's see, about a nice size oak here in the corner. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, no. I think that'll be alright. With all the vegetation and stuff here, I think that'll be alright. So, we look here at the first person view. That looks pretty good. It's nice and smooth. There's no like real hard bumps and edging. So yeah, I think that'll work. And then let's kind of gauge it with our tractor over here. So we come in from the road here. We then turn. Then come to about here. And then have to kind of pivot around to back our trailer in. We might need to extend this because this is going to be with the semi-truck mostly that we're going to come in here. So it's one of those that we'll have to figure that out when we get to it. But for now, this is okay. And then we'll leave here. So this part, let's go ahead and save it. 'Cause I'm happy with those results so far. Now, the next thing that we need to do is address all this nonsense over here. All of the equipment that's just kind of stacked up here. We got all this equipment here at the shop, just kind of sitting, you know, like we own the joint, which we certainly don't own the shop here. So I think I came to a decision. I need to get better organized and to actually have a place to call home. This whole time we've been here, been living out of the motel there in town, and I'm just done with it. Just done living out of the motel, and think it's time to make a house and all that stuff. So I decided that I am going to turn this grass area over here into my kind of farm almost. So first things first, I'm probably going to purchase the most expensive building I have ever purchased ever in this in my entire lifetime of playing this game. So first things first, go under sheds, and under the Platinum Expansion Edition, shelter with photovoltaics. Sure, this building here, it's huge, but it's got these giant solar panels up on top, and it's $400,000 almost. It's pretty expensive. It's a huge building, but it's going to store all of our stuff, all of it. Just want it to kind of be parallel with the tracks here, which it looks like. Yeah, it looks like perfectly parallel. Now, one thing I'm going to do is kind of bring it closer to the road, because I'm thinking, actually here, before I do any of this, I'm going to save again, because I just want to be safe in case something happens. I'm thinking right about here, just a little ways away from the fencing. Bam. Alright, alright. Look at that. It's a huge, huge storage building. It's got built-in lights. It's awesome. But the great thing about it is that it also generates money every month. Because of the solar panels up top, it's almost like $3,000 a month. So that's going to be nice. But we're not done. We also are going to install one of my favorites. This one, shed with hydraulic control. We're going to put that right here. Perfect. So you can see how this is all just kind of lining up. It's going to be nice, tons of storage for our larger equipment over here. We'll be able to drive in through the sides here and pull in, or we'll be able to pull in long ways and park them long ways. I built this for all of our smaller implements to be able to be housed and stored away for long periods of time. Yeah, this is looking good so far. And then what I also want to do is finally beautiful house. I'm thinking something like this, to where it will kind of be parallel with the road, but I mean, look at that view. Being able to look across the street there, across the field, into the river, over the mountainside. I think that's just going to be very, very nice. Now let me see. I'm thinking kind of here, but then just a little ways away from the road. Something like that. Perfect. Whew, that really ate into our funds. But we finally have a house and places to store equipment. Holy smokes, look at that. This is awesome. Finally have a place to call our own. Now this shed, if you haven't seen this one in action, like I said, this is one of my favorite sheds right here. I wish it had some kind of lighting source, but it's not a huge deal. But this is why I like it. You can store items down below, items up high. Like, anywhere is fair game. And now, once we store up and build up enough money, we'll be able to, kind of go back into this and kind of make this more usable. And what I mean by usable, not usable is probably the wrong word. More farmland like more what you would expect to see. Like, so you'll see some dirt and it won't be just grass and like 3 plop down area kind of thing. Now, is there a... Oh, okay, there is a light switch. There we go, perfect. So you can see this is a very, very nice building here. This is going to be perfect for us. So let's start going get some more equipment and bring it on over. Meet you over there. Oh, I can't get out this way. Well, guess I'll have to go this way. Alright, well, we're just going to grab, a couple implements at a time and bring them on over as quickly as we can. I know the shop's going to be happy to get their parking lot back. But they were more than gracious enough to let us kind of store things while we needed them, because, it also brought business to them, because they were able to kind of show off the inventory that they're able to get their hands on and, display it to any passersby. So as long as we kept it in good shape, which for the most part we did, times we got them dirty, but we were able to actually, kind of a win-win situation for everyone. So I can see in the future how I want to kind of do this is to have kind of driveways built in here. We're going to be able to make this like really kind of expandable. Let's see. Let's kind of back this up just a bit. And we'll put this over to the right as far as we can. There we go. Now I think, I'm not 100% sure, but we might be able to get this plow up top. I mean, worst case, you know what? Actually, I don't think we can, because I think it kind of is too tall. So what we'll do is something like this. We'll just park this off to the side. Something like this. Perfect. Now the great thing is our sheds, they have running water, so we'll be able to, bust out the garden hose and clean everything up when we need to. We won't have to, go up to the shop to clean our equipment anymore. It's just, we can have our own bed, our own, place to store things, keep things better organized. To whereas before I was just kind of willy-nilly just throwing things around, place to place to place. It just was getting really, really congested, cluttered, and really kind of wreaking havoc around me. So I'm really happy that we're getting to finally get to this point. So let's see. Let's do our grass care equipment. Man, we went from $600,000 to 30 grand in no time flat. It's really kind of scary when you think about how quickly you can spend money when you got it. But that's okay. So we've got kind of the wood equipment on the right side of the underground storage. So let's put the grass Oh, there we go. Grass equipment off to our left. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Stop, stop, desist. Oh, well, shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. No, still stop it. Stop what you're doing. Hmm. Alright, well, let's... Wait, can we do this? Oh, it's too wide, isn't it? It's way too wide. Oh, it's just barely too wide. Alright, well, grass care equipment is off to the side, just like the plow. Actually, grass care equipment can go up top. That can go up top. And that's where it's going to go. And here, let's turn this around so we get the taller equipment out towards the peak. There we go. So front, right there. And then the rear. Whoa. Well then. That's not what I expected. Go out for a ride real quick, just to make sure it's not gonna freak out, but should be okay. Yeah, okay. Back down. Alright, let's get some more equipment. Okay. So, now that we have that production point for the hay, we don't need this anymore. I mean, the great thing about adding that production point in is it literally skips this step. We can just take the grass, cut it, and then after cutting it, pick it up and throw it right into the production point. We don't have to do anything beyond that. So, repair, paint, 37 grand back, so that helps out a little bit. Perfect, perfect. So yeah, we still got a few more things that we got to pick up and take over, but it's one of those that, like, all these back and forth trips are, to me, so worth it, because now everything's going to kind of be in its own place. It's going to be organized. Like, I can't tell you the number of times where I've been like, oh, where did I leave this piece of equipment? Oh, where did I leave that piece of equipment? And just really just got flustered because I couldn't find said equipment. I'm having to look all around the map, all around different places, trying to find it, and eventually realizing, oh wait, it's in the corner over here that I just couldn't see. So I'm very, very happy about all this. Now that this is all done, let's see. So again, we're going to load from the bottom. We got the grass care equipment on top. Let's put this underneath the grass care. Nope, not under the grass care. Beside the grass care? Something like right here, maybe? Alright, Let's back up and see if that fits. Let's see if it clips on the ceiling there. Oh, barely. It needs to come out just about a foot. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it's just one of those that you don't want it to get just the right amount of jostle to it, and then all of a sudden it tips over, and then you got to sit there and fight with it trying to get it to, hook up to your equipment again. So that's, whoa, pay attention, you got a trailer attached. Okay. That should be more than enough room right there. There we go. Yep, come on, baby. Yeah, there we go, perfect. And now we've got our first trailer that we can store underneath the awning here. I think what I'll do is something like this. Just pull around. There we go. But I'm thinking a really nice fencing around the entire property there. Be able to kind of build that up, maybe put in a barn or some kind of other storage. Who knows? I can see just kind of expanding that through time and making it very kind of homely and someplace that'll not only be functional with storage and stuff, but also a place where you'd pull across and be like, man, I want that. But it's just going to take time and work and effort. Let's see, so we've got this here needs to come with us. And like I was saying before, now that we have this barn, it's all plumbed for water. And because it's plumbed, ta-da! Just get the garden hose out, we can clean off our equipment whenever we're here. Just gotta love it. Gotta love it. Don't have to wait until we get back to the shop and, use their water source. We can just kind of go from here. Oh, so fresh and so clean. Very nice. Now let's bring the hose over to here. This really needed it. There we go. Perfect. There we go. And now we're going to go ahead and disconnect from the windrower. And keep picking up equipment. I think that might be the last bit of equipment, actually. I guess I should have took stock on what was still left over there. So we're going to leave this like that. And the tractor, I mean, might as well just kind of pull it off to the side here, because these are kind of all the implements on this end that can be hooked up with the tractor. So, yeah. Let's run back and grab the other piece of equipment. We'll see you there. Alright, well, now we pick up the next piece of equipment. We'll see you there. We just keep going one by one, getting the next piece of equipment and just getting everything we possibly can. So we got to hook up to the trailers that are over here. You know, that's something else I kind of want to do real quick. And we might go ahead and just end the episode on this note here. I want to build a track coming up to my animal pens off of this side of the tracks here. So let's go ahead and do that. So first things first, let's go ahead and kind of get our paint and swatch out. Get like a road width. Yeah, again, I'm going to make it a circle just because the way this is all laid out. Oh no, I can't. I don't have the ability to paint there. Oh man, that stinks. And check it out. I did exactly what I said not to do at the very beginning of the episode. Now all that is saved. Oh, that sucks. Well, let's see if I can do something. Painting. Here we go. Yeah, this might work if I go with a smaller. So it's saying I don't own that land around the lake. So is that something I can purchase? Nope. Not purchasable. So just that kind of portion of the lake is kind of a no-go zone. So let's see if I can do something to kind of force this to work, maybe. So again, I'm going to start with the animal mud. And then we're going to sprinkle in some sand patches. The way I figure it is that because we're right here by the lake, there's going to be more of a saturation of the dirt. So in my mind, there's going to be a lot more dark than there is going to be light. Again, that's kind of how I would imagine it. And I could be 100% wrong. Unlike over by the grass drying production point, there is more forestry ground and forest ground and other parts. So in this one, we're just going to kind of do a little bit splotchy. Something like that. And then again, fill in the kind of center areas with some grass to give that kind of undriven effect. Alright, let's see how this kind of turned out. Okay, yeah. I could buy that. And then you just kind of merge it onto the little roadway here. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. I like it, I like it. And then we pull into here. Alright, let's go deal with the wood harvester. We'll see you over there. Alright, so instead of driving the wood harvester all the way over to the new farm, we are going to go ahead and just park it on the nursery property. Now, the reason we're going to do that is because this is where it's pretty much needed, is over here. We're going to be harvesting wood over here and doing all this stuff, so it really doesn't make sense to drive it all the way down there just to park it. So I'm thinking right where all the implements were will be perfect for it. Right here. Yep. Yep, and it's still off the road and off the trail. Now, look at this. Isn't this much better? It's so much cleaner. It's not as much stuff. It's just our field, our maple syrup, our greenhouses, our production centers, our grass dryer there, our wood distributor in the back. Like, this is... We got a lot done this episode. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing that shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.